Hey, what is up everyone? It is Nick with Nick's Reps and you're watching my reptile adventures. So let's get into introducing myself and then we'll get into meeting the animals. So my name is Nick. I started Nick's Reps when I was about a sophomore in high school. I started breeding with blue bellies and I moved on to bearded dragons, currently at crested geckos and a couple other animals that you're gonna have to wait to see in a second. I have been a reptile manager at a local pet store in my hometown. I worked at ZooMed Labs Incorporated as one of the animal caretakers, as well as they didn't really have a title for it, but my other job, like everyone in that room was an animal caretaker, but my other job was to learn each individual animal and make sure that they have what they need. So it like not a manager of the room, but I guess an animal manager. I don't know. And since being out of ZooMed, I've been breeding animals. Some animals I got from ZooMed and some animals that I've just picked up along the way and just decided to start breeding. It is currently 2021. I am not breeding anything this year, and you will see why in a second. Now, how would you like to meet the animals? All right, let's get right into this. This gecko right here is Caramel. He was produced by myself last year. The pairing was a large dark harlequin partial pinstripe being bred to a female tiger. He hatched out on January 25th of 2020. And I just want to throw a disclaimer out there that some of these animals were picked up just to be kind of like a rescue. They were picked up from bad situations to be put into better ones. This guy, Iron Man, is an example of that. He is a red patternless crested gecko. And when I got him, he was only eating bugs. So he would not transition over to a Pangea diet. Which is what I prefer. I throw bugs in there like maybe twice a month. So yeah, but other than that, they're mostly feeding on Pangea diet. It's gonna always have a the breeding diet in it, and the fruit flavors are gonna be alternating. And this boy right here is Biggie, my largest crested gecko. He is the dark harlequin partial pinstripe. Obviously he's not very dark right now. It is really cloudy and a little rainy outside, so none of these animals are going to have their actual colors. He is the father to the last baby I showed you, and I believe he's a father to another one of my babies. This gorgeous animal is Pongo. He is a dark harlequin. I think he may have some dashed pinstripes, but I don't really know. He's got some Dalmatian spots. Now looking at him again, he's gotten a lot more since the last time I really looked. And he does have some red Dalmatian spots, which I am looking forward to working with. I want to get him bred to a confetti female to really express those red Dalmatian spots and hopefully trade them in and get more of those and less of the black spots. And this is Coffee, and it is in the middle of a shed, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much. But the mom was a creamsicle with Dalmatian spots, and the father was a red patternless. This is Hot Cheeto. I believe the father was Biggie. The mother was an old female who unfortunately passed, and she was a light Harlequin, partial pinstripe. He honestly looks a lot more like her, which I really like because he's super red or pink right now, but when he's fired up, he's gorgeous. All right, and the last one for the crested geckos is Stripe. He is a dark Harlequin, partial pinstripe, or full pinstripe actually, and he does have Dalmatian spots. And he is one of the, I think I have three geckos right now who do not have tails. Also, all of my crested geckos just sit by this large window. I will show you in the next frame, with tons of window space, like glass. And that is part of how they get the UVB. They, I do not give them any supplement light. I do give them supplement calcium inside of their diet so that they can still get the calcium that they need. And this is their window. It doesn't look all that big right now, like in frame, but I promise it is huge. It is about 6 feet from glass to glass. Now let's talk about the other animals. So this is just a quarantine enclosure, so don't worry. And this is for my buddy Nigel, who is a yellow Nigerian Eurymastix, who looks really rough. I've only had him for like 4 days now. I went to Petco to get some supplies, and I saw him with about 10 other Eurymastix in a small enclosure, and he was in really rough shape, so I did have to pick him up. Like morally, I had to. And he doesn't look that great right now, but I promise he's gotten a lot better since I've had him. Like, let me show you how much energy he really has. That wasn't very much energy right there. But when I first got him, he had absolutely no energy. Now, he is not the first Eurymastix I've worked with, and he definitely will not be the last. So that's why I felt comfortable with taking him in to help him out. So yeah, he's gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna make sure he has no parasites, no diseases, nothing like that that could hurt him. And then in the future, he might be a breeder. That's still being determined. Now we're getting to the end of the reptile room tour, kind of. And this is my prized possession. Also keep in mind, this guy's enclosure is just a quarantine enclosure. It is not his home, so do not worry. All right, so we've got the Zoomed Repti habitat here. We've got a large dish, some cocoa fiber, 1 pothos plant, 2 pothos plants, a log. There will be more logs as well, since this animal is arboreal. And the surprise is ruined, mostly. You can see him, but most people I don't think would be able to figure out what he is right away. Here's his dish, his food dish. And pothos are edible to these guys. They are from where they are native to. And so yeah, he has been munching on this. You'll see back here, there's a leaf taken out. I picked this leaf off earlier to try and feed it to him. He didn't want it. He's not very keen on eating from my hands quite yet. All right, without further ado, we've got Grundy, the Solomon Island prehensile-tailed skink, the Solomon Island giant skink, the Solomon Island monkey-tailed skink. These guys go by a lot of names. And I've only had him since Friday as well. So, and he has bit me right there. So, yeah. Still trying to figure out what makes him tick. But for the most part, he isn't bad. I know I'm jumping a lot right now. So, but I promise he's actually a really, like a big sweetheart. See if I can't get him to eat. He may be a little like intimidated by the camera as well. So hopefully that's part of why he's a little antsy. Watch. We'll get him. Pick him up. He's a sweetheart. Now I have learned that he does not like to be pet like down his whole back, kind of how I'm doing. But he doesn't like it with the palm. So it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. And when he bit me, it wasn't like most bites where they just like lunge at you with mouth open. He kind of like, I was petting him the way that he doesn't like to be pet, and then just kind of like reached over and bit me. I could have prevented the bite if I really wanted to, but I wanted to see how it felt. Just to like know for future reference. And this is actually my first time seeing him eat. You can't really tell right now, but he does have a pretty severe back dent, or spinal dent, like right around here. I've talked to some other prehensile-tailed skink breeders. They said that in the skink hobby, it's actually pretty common to have that. It's from them like climbing on the glass a lot, trying to get out. So the this side, the back and that side will be blocked out here soon. So yeah, this is Grundy. The name comes from Solomon Grundy, the Superman villain. The Solomon Island skink, Solomon, and then Grundy. I found him at a Petco, and he was only $650. And I've worked with a lot of different species of skinks. Never anything this rare, but something I've definitely looked into a lot in the past. But I was never able to have them because I was living with my parents, and these guys get large, and which means that they need large enclosures. Hey bud, you want to come out? And they are social animals, so once he's past his quarantine and gets into his larger enclosure, which is going to be about 5 by 5 by 5, he will be getting some friends. Once I figure out exactly what gender he is, I believe it's a male, maybe a female based off the head, I will be getting some friends. You see that little back dent right there? Alright buddy, let's put you back. So those are all the animals I have right now. I am going to be adding more. I did see a boa on Craigslist that needs some saving. So maybe not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after, I will probably be getting that snake. It will be in a pretty small enclosure, unfortunately. Unless if I can find something like suitable. This enclosure will only be for quarantine. It won't even last the full quarantine, just because I do know that they need a lot of space. Trust me, I've had my fair share with boas. It will get the treatment that it needs and deserves. It will get the habitat that it deserves as well. And the snake will be picked up and put into a way better situation, just like most of these animals have been. Alright, now with that being said, I will probably, I'm most likely going to be making the updates like weekly, probably on Sundays. And maybe like Wednesdays I can have little weigh-in videos and feeding videos, so that you guys can see like how I take care of my animals, and maybe even learn a couple things if that's what you're interested in. And maybe on, like I said, Wednesdays for weigh-in videos. So tomorrow I will be uploading a video. So maybe like Mondays and Fridays I can do videos about different species, like little care guides and videos like that. So yeah. By the way, don't mind all the trash. Like I said, I just got these animals, so I still have some trash from their new enclosures. Alright, with that being said though, always remember to keep calm and herp on. If someone tells you that you're not beautiful, just like they once told Grundy, just remember you are great and you're amazing, and someone's gonna find you, love you, and give you your best life. Peace out.